Ismail of eThekwini Secure, and we are going to be talking about awakening the activist in you. Mohammad Batman Ismail, Assalamu alaikum, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Jazakallah.
Hello, are
Assalamu
you there?
alaikum. Thanks for having me. I'm here. I'm right here.
Oh, all right. Nice to talk with you after a very long time. Welcome. And
Thank you very much.
eThekwini Secure has now embarked on something called Awaken the Activist in You. What's this all about?
It's, we're talking about activism in the community. We've always spoken about activism in the community and taking responsibility and being part of a sustainable solution. But we want to, we would like to drive this program hard, inshallah, in 2023, because communities have become complacent in everything and anything, especially when it comes to standing up and talking about issues, standing up against crime, being part of community police programs, being part of patrols programs, and that, for example, even if you expect to the issues of service delivery and getting your communities up and running properly, simple things like dumping on the street corners, those things need to stop. Reporting illegal dumping, for example, noting suspicious activity in your area. So we want to get, hopefully, inshallah, get the areas back to normality, because we've accepted crime, we've accepted issues that are sort of skewed as normal. And we just take it and we sit back and we become complacent. But then we need to now reactivate ourselves as community activists and now take the bull by the horns and say enough is enough. We're going to do things differently. We're going to clean up our towns. Just recently, I'm actually away on holiday right now, and I've been watching some of our groups, and there's been incidents where there's a vehicle going around in the area and they're robbing youngsters. And there's been 4 or 5 incidents in the last 2 days, and this is shocking. And everybody's sitting back. So last night I spoke to one of my guys and I said, activate the community, phone people, start, lock down the zone, get people out, and let's start doing things. The more visibility, the less issues we'll have in the community. So this is what we're talking about. Activate activism. And
Right.
this is where the direction that we want to head.
Mohammed, now eThekwini Secure, you're a group of guys who are very passionate and very, focused on the issues, the real issues that impact on all of us. It's not enough that just a handful of people are involved. And as you rightly say, everyone, each and every one of us, myself included, should become an activist. But there are those amongst us that are fearful of their lives. They're fearful of being hurt. They're fearful of being targeted. They're fearful of being recognized. How do you prepare them to become an activist? What is it? They kind of feel this is way bigger than me. I'm not able to do this because I'm just a housewife. I'm not able to make a difference because I'm a teenager. I'm not able to because I'm a granddad, etc. How do you change their mindsets, and
See,
how do you make them realize
every,
the importance of them being vigilant?
everybody is able. Everybody is capable of doing something in your capacity. So whatever you're going to do is going to be within your capacity, for example. So let's start with the youth. Let's go CPF. We've got a youth desk. We want to want to get the youth involved there, because we as veterans can't speak on behalf of the youth of what's affecting them. So you can do it at various levels. So you can be activist in the forefront, or you can be working in the background where you're passing on information or you're discussing issues that affect you. Same like the housewife. If you want to term the housewife, we won't be out in the field. Like you get the foot soldiers. Absolutely, you're not going to be out. Communication channels like the Zello or the WhatsApp, for example. And you're gonna say there's a suspicious vehicle parked on the road for the last 15 or 20 minutes. This is the registration, and you pass it on. So you're an activist in that sense. So if you
Mm,
work at various levels and various degrees within your capacity. So I don't expect every single person to put on a bulletproof vest and go out into the line of fire, which you shouldn't really be doing anyway, because
mm,
people think that being an activist, you must go and do that and you must arm yourself. No, we do not advocate that. We're just talking about sifting out the information. We're saying pass on the information so it can then be passed on to authorities. Let me give you a very simple example. You brought up the issue of the youth and the housewives as an example. When we had the riots in July, what was happening?
yeah.
Everybody was out on the streets doing what they had to
Mm,
do. And then you had the ladies from the home who then decided, hey, we're going to make tea and we're going to bring biscuits and we're going to do this and we're going to send it to the people on the street. You're out there on a 24-hour shift. You're not sleeping. The refreshments are coming through. So you're an
mm,
activist in a different way.
right.
You're working in your own capacity, doing what you can do and how you can do it. So everybody works in a different lane. So you stick to this lane. I can do this, and this is what I will do. Some somebody, a particular person can do everything, and some people can do one thing. And we take it all together, and we create a vibrant community of activists who can then change things and make your community better, a better area to live in. That's what we're talking about.
What's the situation like on the ground as we speak? I know you're on holiday, but you have already alluded to a couple of incidents in and around the area, eThekwini, obviously. And it is a cause for concern. And I'm kind of wondering, because of these ongoing incidents, do you believe that people are just not aware enough? Or do you just believe because of the high unemployment rate and everything else that's going on in the country, people are perhaps disillusioned and people just believe that, I'm doing enough, I'm just managing to survive, I don't have the energy for anything else?
That's true. People do feel that, hey, listen, I want to go to work. I want to come back home. I just want to sit in the house. I don't stay locked up. But we've taken crime as a normal aspect of community, a normal
Mm.
aspect of our lives, and that we need to start changing our thinking, and we need to step back and look at it differently, holistically. How can that be changed? Because we have become complacent. We have accepted these issues as normal, as opposed to it being not right. So this time of the year, December time, obviously, there's probably, I haven't seen the stats. We don't know the stats at this point in time, but you're going to get a higher active, precedence of crime that's going to happen. Crime happens all the time. You can be on the quietest of streets and nothing can happen. You can be on the busiest of streets and you can get robbed. This is how it works. So there's various degrees, again, when it comes to the issue of crime. But I think people are generally tired. They're taking it as normal and saying, enough is enough. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But we need to change that attitude and we need to change that focus, because as a community, we are the many and the criminals are the few. But the criminals have taken control of our streets, and we need to take control back. We need to take back our streets and say, guys, this is it. And that's why patrols programs can be very effective, where you create visibility. And the more visibility you have, you find that crime starts sort of dissipating from the area and it moves into other areas. Because at the end of the day, Julie, we've become soft targets. And because we've become soft targets, we are going to be continuously attacked and victimized. And again, that needs to change. It changes only as a collective in the best way forward.
You've said something very, very important, and I hope it hits home really hard to everyone listening in this morning. And that is that we as South Africans have actually normalized crime. It's like, oh, well, that's nothing new and it happens all the time. And that's a very, very dangerous situation to be in because we've normalized it. It's okay. It happens all the time. Hijackings, kidnappings, home invasions, and the list goes on.
Absolutely does. But we need to take ownership of our communities and of our streets. And it starts with the me and the you. And inshallah, we will achieve. And if
Inshallah,
we keep
Ameen.
focused and stay focused and make our intention and say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we're doing this, you help us and you guide us, and it will be a success.
Inshallah. Always a pleasure talking to you guys at eThekwini Secure, doing marvelous work. And just stay safe is all that, those are our duas for you. Stay safe and continue making people aware that collectively we can reclaim our streets, our suburbs, and our country, inshallah.
Of course. And just very quickly, Julie, I know it's news time. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's supported us, the listeners, our sponsors, and our members. And without everybody there, we can't have a successful organization. So jazakallah, and thank you to everybody.
And a big thank you to you guys at eThekwini Secure. I mean, you guys are truly brave. You have your heart in the right place and you're doing whatever you're doing, it's in the best interest and for our safety. So Allah keep you all safe, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum to
Ameen.
you.
Ameen. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi. That's it.
6 after 9 o'clock, news and views on Salam Media. A very, very big assalamu alaikum and welcome to our listeners in Polokwane on One Nation FM. Nice to have you on the show this morning. I do hope you become a part of the conversation. Just to let you know what's happening in the next hour on the show, we are going to get a statement from the SABC News reporter Molemo Motwa and Nihawu Ekurhuleni chairperson Sibusiso Valasha regarding the Boksburg explosion situation. Also, that the truck driver has been released. That's going to be the final interview of the morning. Also on the show, we'll talk with Gideon Chitanga. He is the research associate at the African Center for the Study of the U.S. He is obviously at the University of Wits. But first up in the second hour, we'll be talking with Sajud Nira, Palestinian journalist and activist based in Gaza, and we are going to be talking about issues unfolding in that part of the world.